Hi friends, and welcome to All Play Warband, a game made in 2010 by a small Turkish studio named Tellworld Interactive and published by Paradox. It's basically a medieval mercenary simulator, similar in vein to the old Elite games if you ever played those. It's very open, it's very unguided, and we're going to be playing it together. Let's make a character. One of my personal gripes with the game is that the game is actually more difficult to play if you are a female character. A lot of the male nobles won't respect you, and some of them will outright challenge you to a fight. We're going to be playing as a female character just because it'll be more challenging. You can also choose your background, and they're actually kind of important. If you choose a noble, for example, you get to fly a noble banner straight from the beginning, and the various other backgrounds will give you certain stat bonuses. Again, each of these comes with their own bonuses. None of them really give you any drawbacks, it's always just a straight up bonus to something. A lot of the ones I'm picking now give you horse archery and tracking skills, which are incredibly useful, and also just because I enjoy playing horse archers. You get to decide why you're adventuring in the first place now, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know what any of these affect, but we're goons, so let's go! We're playing this in Iron Man mode because we must live with our mistakes. Regardless of which background you choose, every character starts with skill points to distribute as you like. Of course, the first thing we need is a name, and I should not have delegated this task to Oozeworm. There's a lot of stats to assign. If you hover over it, you can see what each one does. Pause the video if you'd like to read the description for each one. As you can see, we already have some skills due to the backgrounds we chose. Don't worry about the difference between personal and party skills just yet, that'll come up when we have troops. These are your attribute points, and you get 4, and there's absolutely no situation in which there's absolutely no reason not to increase them equally. Your weapon skills don't really matter that much because they increase just by using a weapon in combat, so you can just assign them however you like and gain more. It's actually easier to use the weapon skills that you can assign at character creation to make up for your weaknesses rather than to boost your strengths. So I'm just going to assign things here. This is how I normally play, but I am fully aware that this build is going to change very, very quickly. I could not figure out what to put my last 2 points into, so more damage and more health it is. It's time to design our character. It is impossible to make a character in this game look human, so your best bet's just to hit the random button until the most hilarious looking thing on the planet comes out. Perfect. You also get an option to increase your character's age, but this actually ages your character in world, so there's really no reason not to start at the youngest because your stats degrade as you get past a certain age. But this looks good, let's go! You get to choose your starting location. Each one is different and has sort of real world equivalent in the time period. I'll be going to them in more detail in the thread. But for us, Swadia is our destination because it's a lot more balanced. I firmly believe that it's intended to be the one that you start at. There's lots of factions nearby, there's lots of villages, there's lots of towns. It's perfect for starting out. It's combat time! Welcome to gameplay. As you can see, we've started out with 2 weapons. We have a longbow, and we also have a 2-handed axe of some sort. We do not, however, have a shield. The direction you attack from actually does matter in this game. For example, there's no point in stabbing a man who has a tower shield. And switching weapons you can do at any time. As you can see, I am not very good at this combat. You can also see our 2-handed weapon skill going up. Now at this point an NPC is supposed to run towards us, but he's taking his time. There he is. So this is our tutorial, and there's literally no reason not to do it. It gives you free money and stuff, and it's actually quite easy. Plus I'm pretty sure it gives you a slight bit of reputation in this town that you start in. So, we need to collect 5 men. I'll go into how you recruit them later. This is me forgetting how to leave a house. And this is the map. As you can see, there's a lot of places to go. Each faction is denoted by a different colour. We will probably be meeting and fighting them soon. I have lost myself on the map. There we are. So this is us. You can set up camp whenever you like, and here you can either wait if you need to heal or something, or you can select a book to read or retire from adventuring. We won't be doing either of those yet. Here's a lot of information. Feel free to pause to read things. A lot of these won't be relevant until later, but they're all very important information. We're a lady, so we don't have to court anybody, but we can still learn poems, and we can also take a husband if we choose. Now for this menu. You can find information here on every faction, character, and location in the game, as well as your quests. If you intend to take over the entire world, which is what we're going to be trying to do, you're going to be using this information a lot. Here is the combat log, our quests, and some tutorials. Again, pause if you need to read it. I will also be posting these in the thread. Next is characters. This is us, where we can check our reputation and how controversial we are. But there is also a list of every single character in the game. It will tell you which faction they belong to, who they're married to, what lands they hold, and most importantly, what your relationship is to them. You're going to be needing to use this menu a lot in the game if you're going to be having any dealings with nobles. In the same vein, here's the locations menu. This lists every village and town in the game. Also every castle too. This is Praven, where we are. You can see what faction it belongs to, who owns it, how rich it is, and in the case of cities, what villages are in their province. You will also be using this factions menu a lot. Not only does it show you who and what belongs to each faction, but it also shows you their relationships to other factions. And when everyone's going back and forth between being at war and peace with each other, you'll appreciate having this menu just to keep track. That was a lot to take in, huh? Let's check out our inventory. You'll always start out with armor and weapons relevant to the backgrounds you chose in character creation. You'll also be given a couple of trade goods. Specifically furs, again probably due to our background. We've been given some basic weapons and a horse, and a shield for some reason, even though it's not equipped. This is our character menu. We can look at our stats here, and when we have points to spend, this is where we do it. We also have this little statistics button for nerds. These numbers will get bigger. Finally, when we have troops of our own, this is where we can manage them. In the top left here, you can also see our party skills. Currently it's only our skills contributing, but troops have skills too. That's pretty much the basics of character creation and the UI over and done with. Join us next time for how to hire troops and the rest of the tutorial quest.